Hello everybody, welcome to Woods Walk Gun Talk number 7. Now this one's going to be a little different. And I'm mentioning that because we just had a hella storm with over 3 inches of rain. There was a lot of flooding, very high winds, and there was a lot of damage done. We had about 5 days at the house with no power in the winter time. I ran a propane gas heater, and I'm already seeing a lot of downed trees and damage, which is why I wanted to walk through here. I got to be very careful today. Now this is the same walk that I usually go through that you guys see on here, and as you can see, there was a lot of carnage. So I'm gonna walk through this carefully, as I said. And what I need to do is make sure I'm recording, which I am. All right, so as you can see, we got all these trees down. We had winds around 70 miles per hour. 1.4 million people in Maine, to give you an idea. And out of that 1.4 million, there was 500,000 without power. So I gotta be careful how I walk here, because all of these trees right here were obviously moved. This one here snapped off of that right here. You can see that. So that snapped off and fell here. Got an uprooted tree right here. Uprooted tree right there. Uprooted tree right here. So a lot of trees came down. I gotta be very careful crossing over these, because I don't want a tree to fall on me and catch my ankle, and I'm stuck here forever until they find my corpse. And wow, there's trees down all over the place here. So I'm gonna walk through here and be careful. You can see with this tree uprooted right here. And we had so much rain that the ground was saturated already most of this year from the record rain we've had. And then this storm came in with 3 more inches of rain, and we're gonna get over 1 inch of rain again coming up this week, if you can believe that. So we're almost into, see, we got this stuff all over the place. We got this big giant tree here. Have no idea how long this tree has been here, but as you can see, it uprooted, and that's all filled with what looks like almost 2 feet of water in there. That is incredible. And they under-predicted this storm, caught everybody off guard. They knew there was a storm coming. The CMP sent me an email, which is the power company, before this happened, and said that They were on it. They were going to have like 400 crews, 700 linemen. They were expecting some power outages. But we ended up getting a historic outage, and this was worse than the ice storm of 1998. If you are watching from Canada, Quebec, and things like that, you know what I'm talking about. That was terrible in 1998. Went several days without power. Everything was closed. Ice was all over everything. So this didn't have ice. It was warm. But as you can see, there was a lot of damage. So we're going to walk through and record some damage. I don't have much gun talk on this Woods Walk, but this is Woods Walk Guns Talk number 7. So what I'm going to do, if I don't trip on a branch and break my can, is I'm going to first tighten my left boot that is loosening up, which it never usually does since my new tying method. So yeah, there's a lot of new trees down. So guns, wow, geez, our older brother really surprised us this year. Really nice, awesome gifts. He gave us firearms. How cool is that? That's always a good gift. Can be an expensive one. Tie my boot here. Excuse the professional video non-editing. But so what did I get? I got a really cool bolt action shotgun. And yes, you heard that correctly. A bolt action shotgun. It's an old Mossberg. I looked up information on it. Mine is from 1975. I will be making a video for that for the channel because it's a really cool item. And these old vintage shotguns and stuff are really cool, especially today with all the new modern gizmos we have, you know. There, thank you for allowing me to tie my boots. I gotta have firm footing today on this stuff, because now we got new branches that weren't here before that you gotta watch where you're walking. If we're walking through here at night with pitch black, it'd probably be death. So with that, oh wow, look at that. That's a big, wow. So you got to keep looking up. And I know this from mowing a lawn that has a big giant willow tree, because branches break off that like nothing. And these are pines. And you can see this pine right here. That is a huge, and it has that crown at the top, which used to be way up there. So that broke off, and it looks like it fell straight down and then fell over. Looks like. So that snapped right off of that. I expected to see some damage here, but I didn't expect this much. But now I understand fully why people lost so much power all through Maine. Very rural, a lot of trees. And wow, checking this out firsthand now. Yeah, so I got a Mossberg 395T. And the T designation is often misrepresented online in forums as being T for turkey, which it is not. The T just was a designation they gave it. It is a, it was designated as an incentive product to send to gun stores to help promote their item and get the stores to sell them. And so it's basically the same as the KB and the KS 395, the Mossberg 395. The difference being is it doesn't have a rotating, what they called a selector on it, which is a choke selector thing on the end, which looks like a flash hider. which it is. It actually has venting on the side of it. Help reduce recoil also and accuracy. And you can focus your choke where you want it without having removable chokes, which is pretty cool, I thought. So that's what he got me. I got the one without the rotating selector choke thing. And I can see some tracks here. That means that the people that own this place have gone through to inspect it, make sure it's safe so they don't close it off to the public. But wow, another uprooted tree right there. They are all over the place. That is incredible. Nature is a force, man. And broken limbs here that weren't here. Another down tree over there, a whole root system exposed. Another snapped tree. I don't know if you could see that at the end of my finger. That tree got snapped. Well, let's go take a look at it. So anyway, thank you for coming with me on this woods walk. And the shotgun I did get was a 12 gauge. And yeah, I can see where they've been cutting with chainsaws. So they cut the trees that fell across the trail for people. So that's good. That's good. And I'm all worried about other trees falling after the fact. It's not windy today, so I think it should be okay, I think. So they've been cutting up trees that fell. And we got a big, wow, big giant tree over here. You know, I'm sure this looks, you know, cool on video, but in person, the immense size of this root system right here that got uprooted is unbelievable. Oh, look, you get the red Mississippi mud in here. Except we're in Maine. Wow, look at the size of that. Let's see how this tree right here just snapped. Now you think about this right here, the amount of power it needed to do that, to snap off like that. And the beautiful part is I don't have to take pictures to post online, because I'm going to, because I can take snapshots from the GoPro video, which is a very good quality JPEGs or PNG. And wow, look at that. I got all the ground attached to it. And they don't do things here like we saw our neighbor who had 2 trees broken. I still have no idea how none of our trees were broken, but they weren't, thankfully. That's one less thing to deal with. Probably one of the few people that didn't have trees that fell over. And but what he did was, you know, he would cut that at whatever length he wanted and then would flip the ground back up, which could be dangerous. Because you think about that, the weight of this right here is putting weight on it, and it looks like it's leaning that way. So if you started cutting here, as soon as it cut, like halfway through and it got to a weak point, at some point the balance is going to change, and that could just fall down that way with somebody behind it that came with you to cut this up, or move this up and lift up this big giant log and throw it on you while you're doing it. So work like that can be very dangerous, and a lot of guys that do this for a living are used to what it will do and won't do, and I'm not one of those guys. So I would just leave it here. It gives the critters places to live. The woodpeckers will peck it anyway. So, well, this is going to be an interesting walk today. I brought my backup camera in case I run out of battery on this, because I'm pretty sure I will. We're going to have a lot of stuff to look at. So I'm going to continue on and look at what we've seen already. I'm not even a quarter mile in. I plan on walking about 5 miles today. So they came down here and cut up that tree right there that fell. Got another down tree over there, another one they cut up there. So pretty much this has trees all over the place. And we got these big giant logs that fell, that snapped off this tree. It just fell right over. Whew. So we're gonna continue on. I guess it doesn't matter which way I go. There seems to be damage all over the place. So we're gonna go up this way. We're gonna go up the white trail. That's the blue trail. So all these trees are just laying right across here. And we got another one that fell here. Wow. Oh Lord. Well, it's nice that they came through here. And that was here before. From past storms. So, and you can see where they've cut up logs from past storms also. Those are old. So this is an ongoing thing in the woods. A storm can be very dangerous with high winds. So, let's see what else we see here. The water's still flowing. All right, it looks like we had another big tree break right up here. And we got that big tree right there. I'm sure you can see that. Ugh. Snapped right there and fell here. They cut it up so people can walk by. And we got a bridge that goes across here. And I see up ahead there. Well, you know, what I'm trying to do is pick the best routes to go on video. You know, to find stuff that's ruined and damaged, but it looks like to me it doesn't matter which way I go. So I think I'm going to scoot over this way. Watch out for this ice right here. That's the stuff you got to watch for so you don't kill yourself like Charlie Brown when Lucy pulls the football. I don't want to do the pull the football trick. And you can see how much water ran through here. I mean, this must have been running like a river. We had 3 inches of rain in a very short amount of time. High winds. And so we've been on this trail before, you guys, on my other walks. And now it looks like a completely different place. It's been changed. This big giant. And you can see how flexible pine trees are. I mean, I'm barely putting any effort on that. And they snap pretty easily. Now, there was about 4 or 5 big giant 5-story tall, 4-story tall pine trees right up against our house many years ago. Almost 20 years ago now, and those were chopped down and gotten rid of. And it's probably a good thing, because a storm like this, the whole time you'd be wondering if a big giant tree the size of this, which is how big it was, would come falling down. And we've seen them down all through here. So that was definitely a good decision. It was an expensive one, but it's worth it if the tree's not going to fall on your house. All right, so we got more trees down over here, right through all the way up. Pretty much everywhere you look, something fell. So, oh, by the way, it's Christmas today. It's a Christmas walk. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the day today with family and friends. So, well, let's continue on up this way. What else are we going to find on our trek? besides downed trees. Probably not too much. I think that's all we're gonna see. So somebody was cutting with the chainsaw here, and so this fell, broke off here, I'm guessing. That looked like an old rotted tree to begin with. Looks like it finished it off. And looks like that's new also. Another uprooted tree right here. So that's nice that they already been through here to chop them up. All right. Merry Christmas. It looks like Mother Nature had some fun this week.
At least it's open now. The first time I came, you couldn't even walk through.
Yeah.
Unbelievable how fast that happens.
Yeah, I went 5 days without power. I was happy when that came back.
Gosh, yes. See those? The three of them went down side by side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All three of them.
Yeah, I've been finding them all over the place. I'm going to walk through and document for the internet what I find and see. So that's kind of odd, like she pointed out. You get three of them side by side that fell exactly like this. I mean, what's the odds of three trees falling exactly like that? Crazy. So I do have my backup camera in case I run out of juice, like I said, because that has a pretty decent battery in it. Combined with this battery, I should have enough to record everything. This is from an old storm, so again, like I'm saying, it's nothing new that happens here. I've never seen this many at one time. That's the thing. So we're gonna walk up this way. And again, I got that Mossberg 395T bolt action shotgun, which is 12 gauge. It's 2 3/4 and 3-inch chambering. And you can, it's got a box magazine, which is really cool because I looked it up and the parts are still available. It's cheaper to buy a new spring and follower. You know, $8 for one, $6 for the other. Somebody still makes them. I'm assuming they work okay, I hope. Although this one seems to be fine and it's very old. The magazine itself is about $50 to $60. If you want a 5-round one, it can be $80, $90, or $100. And it's not really worth it for that, in my opinion, because you get pump shotguns that already do that. So this will be just kind of like a novelty range gun. The barrel, as I was saying, because it doesn't have that selector choke on it, is fully choked. So the bore of the shotgun is fully choked, and the exit is a little bit bigger, or around the size of a dime. Very focused shot pattern. Great for hunting birds, things like that. So this is a new uprooted tree here. That's new. This is all new right here. Part of the ground is still in there and uprooted right here. As uprooted down there. So as you can see, this was the fear that everybody had with this storm before it got here. Is that everybody's heard of, you know, Maine, and you get a nor'easter. A nor'easter. A lot of people don't know what a nor'easter is. It's a storm that sits out on the ocean, spinning, and the wind comes in from the northeast, as well as the snow bands and all that stuff. Picks up moisture off the ocean, whips around, and deposits it. And so this storm had wind coming from the south. And as you can see by the trees falling over, south is that way. North is that way. So that's how the trees fell. And combined with saturated ground and all the rain we've had this year, where the ground was already soft, a little shed by our house, the whole lawn area on the backyard was literally a lake of water, and it never does that. So now I can't say it never does that because I saw it do that. The other firearm my older brother gave my younger brother was a really great idea, and it's a great rifle. And that is a Glenfield Model 60, which is the same as the Marlin Model 60. As everybody knows, Marlin and Glenfield. He had the Marlin 336, he had a Glenfield 336. So he got one of those. Very nice gift. Had a little bit of a functionality issue with the bolt sticking, but there was a spring underneath the bolt with a little channel in the bolt for the spring to ride in, and the spring was a little bent. Fixed that up, and now it runs like it's supposed to. Took it all apart, cleaned everything out, and it is a Glenfield Model 60, according to the serial number. I think he was told it was 1983, but I'm not sure if it is or not. I think my brother told me what it was, and I forgot already, which is bad because I usually don't forget things like that. But I'll think about it after the video, you know, after I've already made the video. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what he said, and now I sound like a doofus. Anyway, it's an older model, and it runs great. And it's of the modern era, I guess. If you're looking for parts, you have the old one and the new version. This would be the new version from around 1980 somewhere, 83. And, whew, this is that steep hill. Wow, I cut a lot of branches here. Chainsaw has been busy. So, walking on. Now this looks a little normal here, sort of. Got an uprooted big tree that fell here, pine tree. I noticed almost all of these are pines that have fallen, and I got pine boughs that they cut into across the road. So that was a long, tall tree. So we're walking through here. Oh, here's another big tree that fell right here. Yeah, look at that. There's that big tree in there. It snapped right there. Fell across. And I'll probably be there for many, many, many years. This is what happens out in the woods. They try to leave everything as is, as it happens. But they want to keep the trails open, so they do. And cut through the trees that fell for the trails. I knew this would be a good idea today. I was thinking about, you know, I don't know what it looks like down here. I don't know if there's like serious mud and it's unwalkable. So, well, that's one way to find out. Go check it out. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, older brother hooked us up with shotguns and 22 rifles. I mean, how cool is that? And one thing I noticed with the Glenfield Model 60, which I didn't know, really didn't know until I saw it in person, because I've never seen a Model 60 in person, is that is where Rossi got its design from. It's pretty much exactly the same design as the Rossi RS-22 and the Mossberg Plinkster 702 Plinkster. Same bolt. They look like they could be interchangeable with each other, though they're probably not. But it's the same design, which is very reliable. So anyway, was happy to notice when I took this Model 60 apart, for the most part it was clean. It had some nooks and crannies with some gunk in it, so I cleaned that out. The feed ramp looked terrible. It was very dirty. It's like somebody cleaned it and didn't know where the feed ramp was or something. Very weird. Anyways, 22's burned dirty, but this was like really dirty. Like I know it wasn't cleaned for a while. So anyway, my younger brother shot the hell out of that this past weekend. It ran fine even before being cleaned. Had a hard time chambering around the first round, but once it was chambered, they all cycled. So now it chambers the first round easy peasy, since it's been taken apart and thoroughly cleaned out, and that spring issue fixed. That spring was causing the bolt to hang up. That's what it was. It's also tube fed. It's a tube fed magazine, and the Rossi is a magazine, box magazine. So that's the differences on that. I call it the Rossi, but it's actually the Mossberg 702 Plankster, because the Rossi RS22 copies it. It's a subsidiary, kind of like Marlin and Glenfield. You have the Mossberg and the Rossi. And the Rossi is owned basically by the same company that owns Heritage Rough Rider, Taurus, all that stuff. So, do I walk down here or not? I think I'm going to walk down that way. This is at the fireplace here, obviously, because that's a fireplace. I'm going to walk down here. I'm trying to find places where I think there'll be damage to look at. We saw a lot of it on the way in. And now we're getting deeper into the bird sanctuary. And it looks like there's a little bit less damage. At least from here, until I find I'll probably run into a bunch of damage. So, let's walk down here and see what we see. This is that place where that little body of water is down at the bottom. I want to see how much water and how much drained off. Might not be able to cross through there. It is mild today. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt with a 2XL t-shirt over that, and a 2XL long sleeve over that, and a hoodie, and I am sweating my can. So this looks the same as it did. So, you know, maybe it's one of those things where you get all of these trees all in unison, kind of like they absorb the wind over the top and they become almost like a solid dome that protects them. The wind goes over the top. The tops of these were probably whipping around pretty good, but nothing here has changed. There's nothing different. And this is all stuff that's happened in the past. So interesting. I expected this spot here to be completely demolished because of the sheer height of these trees. I mean, some of these are 6 stories, 6 or 7 stories, 6 anyway, 70, 80 feet, easy. And they're not exactly the biggest, fattest trees around, and you got this clump of ground here, and that's exactly what's been getting torn up. So wind never caught this one. So that would stand to reason that it's kind of like protecting itself in a group. And it's funny how in nature you can protect yourself in groups with almost everything. The zombie apocalypse is a perfect example of that. One zombie, not so much, you know. A horde of 1,000 zombies, though, you ain't got enough ammo for that. So Yeah, this looks pretty good actually. I don't see anything different here. Wow, that's weird. Well, let's see what else we see over here. I'm gonna walk around until the batteries die. How's that? And then I'm gonna upload it on YouTube for your pleasure. So it is Christmas Day. That's good, as I mentioned. And I said Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope life is good to you, and if it isn't, persevere. You'll get there. I don't think life is perfect for anyone. Even if for the mega rich, they have all kinds of different problems. Like everybody sucking up to them for their money and things like that. Awful things. And you can't trust people because everybody wants to take something from you. If you're in business, somebody's looking to take over your business. Competitors. So there's all kinds of new problems. But, all right, let's walk through here. This looks about as flooded as before, so there's a real thin layer of ice on there. A lot of it melted. It's been getting cold enough to freeze overnight, but like today it's 42, 43 degrees, which feels like spring sometimes, because Saturday when we were shooting, we got to the range, it was about 14. But by the time we left, it was about 38, and it felt pretty warm, actually. So, well, there's a couple of trees that broke over here. Yeah, it did. So, it seems like these more open areas where the trees didn't have their canopies protected got the most damage, it looks like. I expected to see this all through there, and there wasn't. So there's an uprooted tree here. That looks like an old one. Well, no, it's not rain beaten. And there's fresh broken trees there. And there's a tree laying across. And one in there. So, all right. Let's walk back this way, past this little pond. Let's go up here. What's going on this way? That's the yellow trail meets the red trail. Red trail meets the yellow trail. That goes back to, I want to go this way. I want to go this way. So anyway, you know, we got rifles from our older brother for Christmas. And also sister-in-law was at the range. She brought some chocolate chip muffins, which were very good, I have to be honest. And also still a lot of flooding in here. There wasn't standing water through here before, and now there is. And Mona came to the range. She's 93. She's the one that has spinal cancer, lung cancer, liver cancer, and she's on her way out, hopefully peacefully and blissfully after a nice long life. 93 ain't bad at all. She didn't spend it in a nursing home, which is also really awesome. So hats off to my brother and sister-in-law for taking care of her, which is not an easy thing to do. I did it with my dad. It was horrible. I was alone by myself, and that made it worse. So it's nice to have multiple people. And from what my older brother told me, she's doing, meaning the sister-in-law is doing most of it. And I know how much work that is. That's a lot of work. When you get walkers involved and showers and feeding people, and I had the added pleasure of having to cut up the food so he wouldn't choke on it, which he almost did once. Had to do a Heimlich, which I did. So you always wonder, you know, something like that happens, are you going to be ready for it and just jump into action? And the answer is yes. If you watched and learned how to do the Heimlich, your instinct will just take over. you'll get it done. So he had about half a hamburger patty down his gullet. Took a while to get it out, but I got it. And what usually happens, what you need to watch for, is if you're taking care of somebody older and they're choking on something, they're not going to look at you and point at their throat and say they're choking. They're not going to do that. You have to be paying attention. If I had just left him alone to eat and walked off in another part of the house, he would have died at the table. I know he would have. So, and the other thing too is they still have that inherent feeling of being embarrassed that they're choking, and they don't want to tell somebody they're choking. Everybody has choked on something, and your first reaction is to try to hide it from other people like it's a weakness. So keep that in mind if you're taking care of somebody. Keep an eye on them, or be in the general vicinity while they're eating. Could save their life. It'll probably only happen once or twice in 2 or 3 years, but just kind of make it a habit. Of course, you can't be around if they decide to eat something when you're not home. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, we got another downed tree here. I think that was downed previously, so that's not new. And so when we first came in, there was a lot of damage. A lot of damage. And now, not so much. What are we gonna find coming up? I'm still walking. I'm on the orange trail. I believe this is gonna come out by that field. Tick field, I call it. In the summertime and the spring, it's just chock full of ticks and poison ivy. So I walk around it. But right now, it's all cleared down to the ground. And it's not tick season. I don't know what poison ivy does in the wintertime. I don't want to find out. But it's all been cut. So, you can see where a lot of water ran through here. The ground's kind of like half frozen, half not. And a lot of the loose sand has been washed up, and there's rocks I can feel when I'm walking on them. So, this ain't too bad. This ain't too bad. Definitely glad I went walking today. And last time I had the camera mounted on my chest, and today it's on my head. I like the view better when you can see what I'm looking at. So that way when I fall, you could say, well, you were looking over here and you should have been looking somewhere else. And now you fell and you broke your can. So, the other cool firearm we saw Saturday that sister-in-law had, which I had never seen before, was a Ruger. I forgot the name of it. I want to say Blackhawk, but it was a 32 caliber, and you can still find the ammo for that, for a revolver. It's a 32. Looked like an interesting firearm. I think it's about $40 to $50 for a box of 50 or 30 something dollars. It's not cheap, but you can find it. I don't think you'd be able to find it during a shortage, but it was a cool firearm. It looked just like the 357 or 44 Magnum Ruger Blackhawks. I'm probably have the wrong model name. It was a Ruger model something. I just don't remember what the model. So, I'm not going to talk about it further and just guess. Probably embarrassed myself as it is. So anyways, walking through here. Yep. There isn't very much new damage up this way. So we'll walk through that field and we'll go down where I spotted turkeys before. And we'll see if anything's gobbling. Probably not. so I'll walk through here. All right, let's go this way. All right. So building foundation is still here. And like I said, I've said it many times, there used to be a spring water bottling place here, and they would deliver water to people that owned wells around here when the wells go dry. And people would keep water on hand. And they didn't have running water. So there's a lot of former building foundations here. Whew, walking right there, it was sloshy, the ground saturated. So the ground is still saturated here. That's where we are, Thorn Crag Bird Sanctuary. Ooh, muddy. Mud! We got mud here. It's a mud walk. I'm wearing my waterproof boots. Made the mistake of coming through here with sneakers one time. My feet got wet. Thankfully it was in the summertime, but it was miserable. So anyway, this is the there's a sign here. Please be aware that this meadow contains ticks and poison ivy. And it has dog ticks. I don't know what the difference is between dog ticks and deer ticks. Deer come through here too. It's being racist. Racial profiling. So this is that field. It's nice. I don't see any down trees. That old apple tree is still there. There's a bench there underneath the apple tree. And that song, "Don't sit under the apple tree with anybody else but me." I don't think they wrote that song because of that tree. Let's walk. Oh, my lower back muscles are getting a little fiery. They feel hot. Last walk I went on was Sunday last week, and it's Saturday. It's Monday today, Christmas. So I went from walking 25 miles a week, 5 walks at 5 miles a clip, down to once a week because of the weather. And I'm noticing the stamina difference already. So let's walk down here. I've got this flooded rainwater that froze. Obviously not going to walk on that. It looks wet. Definitely kill yourself on that. Yep. It's all thin ice. So let's walk down through here. So anyway, Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming with me on a Christmas walk. Though you'll probably see this either really late tonight or tomorrow when I upload it. But it's a nice day. It's going to be mild for a few days here in Maine. We'll get another inch of rain coming this week. It's going to be around 40 to 50 degrees. And it's not snow. So that makes me happy because I'm the designated snow clearer on the property. And I haven't had to do jack this year. I used the snow blower once. And that's only because we had about 5 or 6 inches of snow that wasn't light and fluffy. Sometimes for the extra exercise, I like to take the yellow push scoop like a snowplow and clean the driveway and the rear part of the parking area. So oh, I see one broken tree right there, a small one. Other than that, everything looks everything looks okay here. So all that damage we saw was limited to certain pockets. There's a snap tree right there in the background. You can tell because it's bright where it broke. All right, the other benefit of it being warmer today is the battery will last longer. And I'm not using the stabilizing feature to save about 20 minutes of battery. But it walks pretty stable without the stabilizer. Now this horizontal, I'm using the linear horizontal. So if I tilt my head sideways, the picture will stay level with the horizon. It works pretty well as a leveler on its own, so it's kind of smooth. It's good enough, I think. I was happy with how they came out. So you can see where the top of that tree broke. That's nothing major. I don't see anything other major. So now we're going to walk down an area that we'll see. We'll see what happens down through here. And I can't believe we saw all that damage we saw when we came in, and now there's not much damage over here. Hi.
How you doing?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You didn't happen to see a pair of reading glasses
On
the trail?
Nope, I came down the yellow trail, orange trail, and the white trail, and I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I think I lost them up in that region anyway. I've been up and down those trails twice each this morning.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I find him and I see him,
Yeah.
I'll put it on that Whale Rock sign.
Sure.
You know what that Whale Rock sign
Yeah,
is?
I won't be back today, but
They'll probably be, sometimes
back.
I see lost stuff there. People like
Oh, yeah?
camera attachments and
Oh.
adapters. People just hang them on that Whale Rock
yeah.
sign.
I mean, they're not expensive, they're just readers, but
Yeah, well,
ain't no place to get them today.
right, exactly. Things
I
are
can barely
closed.
see this thing. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, well, good luck to you.
Enjoy.
Merry Christmas again. All right, well, somebody lost their reading glasses. So if I see any glasses, I will put them on that Whale Rock sign for him. No way to tell him. He won't be back this way for a while. But if I find him, I'll put him on there. So, nothing more annoying than losing your readers. I did that actually about 3 weeks ago. It's the first time I lost reading glasses in years. And I backtracked where I went with them and I found them. So, technically I didn't lose them. I temporarily lost them. All right, now I'm seeing a little bit of damage here. So it's weird how you go from one spot to another one, and then you have downed trees. So again, thank you for joining me on the Woods Walk Gun Talk number 7. We have things to look at today, like that snapped, that was an old rotted tree anyway, and Mother Nature just finished it off. So, whoa, that was frozen mud. Didn't expect that. I gotta be careful. I gotta check my footing. I really don't like falling and breaking my ass. I don't. I'm gonna try my best not to do that, especially on camera. I don't like being laughed at either. All right, I could see a lot of water ran through here. Oh, see? That is exactly where I was just recording, and I almost fell like that too. Yep, it's frozen mud. You okay?
Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Just,
Hope you didn't break your phone.
yeah.
All right, well, as long as you're okay, I'm gonna go. Wow, she fell pretty hard. I almost did the exact same thing.
And I knew because the spot was, I hit a few slippery spots, but oh well.
Oh yeah. All right, well, let's continue through here. And that's exactly why I wanted to stop walking this time of year. And I'm probably going to pay for that. And 55 years old enough to break my can if I fall. Hate saying that, but it's true. So it's like a half ice, half mud. So you're either stepping on a rock that has frozen mud on top of it, or just frozen water on top of it, or you're stepping on mud that's frozen. Yep, she went down pretty hard. And she looked like a small, tiny little thing, so I don't know if that benefits her or not, but I'm not a small, tiny little thing. I'd definitely make a couple of grunts or something getting up. So anyways, well, this is turning into an interesting woods walk, at least. I heard that noise of her falling, and I thought a tree was falling or something for a second. Then I realized it wasn't, because that's what's on my mind at the moment. She fell right on her phone, too. And she took her cell phone out of the mud. So hopefully her phone makes it. Look like an iPhone. Oh, this is new. Oh, and part of the trail covered with a downed tree. That wasn't here before. It's not a big tree, so I'll walk underneath it. Hopefully I don't die. So, wish me luck. There we go. I made it. Yeah, okay, I'm being funny. Or maybe I'm not. I'm being silly. How's that? You either think it's funny or you don't. All right, we'll get some more of that red Mississippi mud over here. See, just when I said you got to watch your footing, it would be easy to fall here, she fell. She's an older lady too, that's why I was worried about it. But she looks healthy. She looks like she's in her 70s, late 60s. So, come down here, some more mud and ice. I got a feeling these rocks here through this water part might be a little strange. Well, not seeing any reading glasses. Not going to spend all my time looking, but if I just happen to see them, I'll do somebody a favor. And I have seen plenty of people put things. Woo! That was a little dicey. Didn't look it on camera, but you step on something that looks like mud and leaves and it turns out to be frozen hard with ice, or they're loose on top with ice underneath. And those are the worst ones. And that one was a little loosey-goosey. If I wasn't paying attention, I probably would have just fell. All right, let's walk through here. A lot slower walking today, so that's okay. If I feel like I need to walk more when I get out of here, I will do that. There we go. That was an unplanned hop. So this is where I saw all them turkeys a couple, 3 weeks ago in that other woods walk gun talk video. I don't see any turkeys today. There's no gobblers out gobbling. It looks like a lot of water ran through here. And I'll just kind of like wash things out down here. Now it's just a trickle. I was actually expecting a little bit more water. So that's good. Things are draining. A lot of flooding in Lewiston, down by the riverside. The Veterans Memorial Park was flooded, all those monuments. And also there was an old tank and an old fighter jet, and monuments got flooded, and they evacuated about 1,000 people. But all of that's drained out now. So, oh, right in the mud.
I heard there was a really, really big tree down by the whale rock over there.
Oh, I might go take a look.
Yeah, that's here. I haven't gone there.
I got my GoPro on my head recording for my YouTube channel. Wanted to see the damage.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that is a big one.
Oh, this is the Whale Rock, 890 feet down that way. So I'm going to take a walk down this way. Kind of glad she's going that way because I got to use the facilities, which, for your grace and your pleasure, I'm not going to record that. So I'm going to go take a leak by the Whale Rock. And when the whale is rocking, don't come a knocking. So, well, there's a lot of branches over here. And uprooted tree. This wasn't here before. Yeah, that's a big tree stump right there. I'm gonna go take a look at it. And I'll pause it and I'll take a Wizmo. I'm gonna take a Wizmo. See, this is why I wouldn't be good hunting communists in the wood if we get invaded, because every single branch that makes noise, I'll find it. I probably wouldn't last long. It'd be like that movie Predator. Give our position away one more time. I'll cut you, I'll bleed you, and leave you here. Wow, look at that. So this whole tree, uprooted, obviously. There's a little tree that it was attached to here. Rip that out. Right here, actually. You can tell that used to be right here. Or right there. Look at the size of that big boulder underneath it. So that tree just grew around on top of this. That is a big giant rock right there underground. Huge. And the rock right there. So this tree was just growing on topsoil basically. And that wind just took it out. So that's why I like coming out here looking at this. I mean, that's, to me, I'm interested in stuff like that. That's interesting. There wasn't much holding that tree there. It's almost like, you know, maybe that would have fallen on its own. Well, I'm going to turn off the camera and go Wizmo. All right. I got my Wizmo in the books. Wow, there's just branches all over the place that fell. I make my way back to the trail. Crunchy. Let's go see what's happening at the Whale Rock. I'm wondering if that's the tree that she was talking about. It's blocking the trail. They haven't been through here to cut it up yet. So I'm going to walk around it on these pine needle covered branches, which I do not have good experience with pine needles. They have kicked my ass every single time. I got a messed up disc in my back because of one of them from 2005. I remember being laid up in bed while Hurricane Katrina was decimating New Orleans. All right, they have not been through here yet with the chainsaws or to clean the trails off. So this area right here is untouched by the people that own it. So whatever has fallen is where it fell. And wow, that is a big tree. So this whole tree fell, and this place hasn't been safeguarded for people yet. See, like right here, you can see where this branch was stuck right in the ground from where it fell. And this whole tree snapped off of that right there and fell right here. So look at that. So they haven't been through here yet. Clean it up. So we're getting to see it as it looks. Hello, Merry Christmas.
Yes, you too.
And got another tree snapped right here.
The huge one down by the rock.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed. I'm recording it for my YouTube channel.
All right.
Whatever I see, I see. And thus far, it's been a lot to see. So we got another big snap tree right here. Fell right across. And like I said, they've been through most of the sanctuary here, cutting up with chainsaws, and they haven't made it this way yet. And they probably did the most traveled. And there's another split tree over here. So again, we gotta keep an eye out, make sure something that hasn't finished falling doesn't fall on us. And this is more damage than we had in 1998. I'm sure of that. That I am sure of. So that tree right there split right in half. And half of it, it's like a wide joint. So half of it decided to break off and fall this way. And that tree is holding it up. Hopefully, that's what it's doing. We got a birch tree right here that broke. This might have been an older one because this piece is there and it's got stuff on top of them. So this was probably here, and I haven't noticed it until now that I'm looking for broken trees. So there's a big one down by Whale Rock. That's the second person to tell us that. So let's go see how big a big tree is that fell. And I know you're all dying with anticipation, which is why I'm recording this for everybody. I want to get to it before I run out of battery too. Usually I'll get a beep warning, but I think it's set right now where it just beeps and then turns off. I got to put it back to giving me a 20-minute warning. So, another thing you'll notice too, a lot of the people that walk through the woods checking this stuff out are usually older people. And that's because they've been around for a while, and you know, when you're younger, you just really don't care about too much other than what's right in front of your face. And then when you get older, you start thinking about things, you know, like, I'm gonna friggin' die at some point. There's things I want to look at, like when trees fall, I want to go see. So, there's a tree, small tree right here. I know that's not the one they were talking about. Oh, yeah, that is a big one. Now, this was an open area with power lines, So there was a clearing all the way through, and that wind must have channeled right down through here because all of these trees are down. And like I said, it was blowing from the south to the north. And we got a small tree here that got knocked over. We got this big tree right here that snapped. That was broken from before, it looks like, but that's new. That's new right here. That's a big tree. And it just snapped like nothing. And that's the big tree that fell over from Whale Rock. Well, I gotta find a good way to traverse through there. I think I'm gonna go this way, around that way, so we can take a look-see down that way. I do have my backup camera, and this time I don't have the protective case on it, so it's not gonna muffle the microphone. Really sorry about that on a previous video. But wow, look at the sheer size of this. Look how big that is, you know. I'm over 6 feet tall, and that goes way up. I pulled up the whole bottom. This whole root system is solid. There's nothing loose on that. But this looks like another tree. Well, that's really bizarre. If we look down in here, it doesn't look like this tree was on that. I'll have to check old video, but that doesn't look like there ever was a tree on that. So how did that get here? You know what I think happened? All right, looking at this, that definitely was not on here. Now it looks like if you stood the tree up, that would fall right over where it should be, but it's sitting there where it should be. So I think when the tree fell, the bottom lifted up and pushed this way. That is obvious, because you can tell just by looking at it that was not here, and you could see where it was, right in there. So then you look down this way, it doesn't look like that. So I'm really perplexed. You know what could have happened? Okay, that's what happened. I'll check previous pictures and videos, but that might have been on here. And the reason why it doesn't look like it is because we got so much rain, it probably washed the rocks off. That's probably what happened, because what I just said doesn't seem plausible now. Looking at this side, there wasn't anything here, so it was here. Wow. So these are old trees right here. Those are newly broken. And that power line channel goes straight down for a long ways. And I don't think there's any power lines down here. It looks like a backhoe has been through here or something at some point. Pine needles all over the place here. Look at that. So it blew all the pine needles out of the trees. And they did something down here with a backhoe. That doesn't look very recent. But earlier this fall when I walked through here, that was not here. So that's been sometime between then and now. So basically it's just the power line poles that go through there, and they clear out any debris off to the side. And I'm gonna go down here and look at Whale Rock, the star tourist attraction here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just a rock that kind of looks like a sperm whale. Kind of. The head of one anyway. See his mouth right there? So, probably gonna run out of battery soon, but I'll switch over to the backup. And that will be a selfie stream with it pointed at me, because it doesn't shake around as much. And they left a cigarette lighter right there for some reason. Not sure why. Booby trap. Anyway, that's looks like a whale's head. Have to take their word for that. So the Whale Rock is safe. I think I can go this way to go back. I hope so. So that's it right there. That is Whale Rock. Ah! Supposed to have heavenly light shining on it. Star tourist attraction of Lewiston, Maine at Thorncraig. Whale Rock. Alright, seen enough of that. When the whale is a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright, walkers welcome. Thorncraig Nature Sanctuary, no motorized vehicles, no bikes of any kind, private property, no ATVs, no snowmobiling. Well, we're not going to do any of that. I think I can go this way. Yep. We'll go up. We'll go up around and go this way. Climb over the stump and the uprooted ground. See how the ground is all split here? This tree broke. Ooh! There we go. Big part of the tree landed right here. That must have made a hell of a noise. Hell of a noise. So we'll go through here. I'll help that. I'll walk on some branches. There. I made it. I survived. All right. Well, now I'm going to head back this way, and we'll cut on up to where that woman was going up there. And again, I want to thank you for walking with me. I have a couple of people that really enjoy my walking videos, and they actually watch the whole thing, and they put it on their TV and just let it run. Apparently, they like my babbling. So thank you. You know who I'm talking about. And, whew, let's head back up this way. I definitely feel like I've lost some of my stamina that I had built up from all that walking I did. Not much. It's not a serious emergency or anything, but, you know, my right hip and left hip are burning the muscles on the outside. Which means they're doing something, so that's good. It's a good burn. It's not bad. I just didn't do that before because I was used to it. Oh, we'll walk up back this way. That rice and corn I ate is burned off. I'm getting hungry. I didn't bring any trail mix. I should have brought some trail mix. I usually don't bring it because who the hell wants to hear me crunching trail mix while I'm walking? I'm sure you don't. It's got this GoPro right on my head. Every little noise my mouth makes, you hear it anyway. You know, who wants to hear that? It's right up by my mouth, on top of my head. You hear all my breathing. Breathing sounds worse than it actually is. All right. We'll walk through this way. This is one of those days where we've been out here for a while and I don't think I've walked very far. Not really. Almost 3 miles. That ain't bad. Feels more like 2. GPS tracking says 3. So that's okay. I want to do about 5 miles today. We're going to walk through the other trails here. I'm going to stick exclusively to Thorncraig. And I might just walk until this battery runs out, or I'll switch over to the backup. We'll see how the vibe is at the time. And head back down to the trail here. I gotta take the long way around everything, seems like. So we're gonna walk back up this way to the Whale Rock sign. Hope I don't find that guy's glasses like far away from the Whale Rock sign, because that means I'll have to come all the way back and put them on there, because I told him I would. I wouldn't do something like find them and then just chuck them in the woods. That would be terrible. All right, let's head back up this way. I'm gonna head up the hill where we saw gobble gobbles before. Again, for the second time. Well, I'm glad it's warm enough to walk today. That's really nice. I hope nobody else falls and breaks their can. All right. See, that's what's dangerous, these rocks like that. I'll go up past the Mississippi mud again. This is a really steep hill right here. My legs are burning. They're burning on this part when I'm in shape. With what I mean by in shape is the stamina from being used to walking many miles a week. Whew, I'm gonna feel this tomorrow. That's the idea, though. Green trail. We always go this way. Maybe I'll go this way today. Let's see where this goes. Hopefully it doesn't come out into a black hole or a wormhole and I end up in another universe. Though at this point, maybe that wouldn't be bad. I do know I haven't gone this way yet. Believe it or not, I always go that way. That's the beaten path. Whew. I'm assuming this red mud has high iron content. Of course, I'm not sure of that. I don't know anything about it. Whew. Holy workout. I am sweating profusely. All right, let's get up the hill. Just put your head down and walk. Shut up and walk. Whew. I'm gonna have a nice dinner. Thinking about food. Now, when the power goes out, it's an interesting thing. Food becomes, you know, for the first time in a long time, I ate out of cans. Except when I ran the generator. I had a generator, and I used an electric hot plate. Cooked up some burgers and hot dogs. I don't eat a lot of hot dogs because they're not good for you. It's processed garbage. They're not like the hot dogs we grew up with that were actually made by sausage makers. Now it's all processed junk. It almost tastes like as good as when it used to, but it doesn't. Had my coffees. Now I was looking at a Belgian coffee maker online. Not electric. Uses a little heat lamp with a flame. You pour water in it. This little spout comes out into a glass container. Brews your coffee. Then after it's done brewing, you turn a valve and it sucks all the coffee back out through the stem into the little decanter, a little carafe. And You can make coffee with that with no power. I thought that was the coolest thing. Could have used one of those. So, you can make coffee without electricity. Oh, I'm gonna head up here. Oh, whew. Good exercise. Let's get up the hill. Walking along in a winter wonderland. Oh, I know where I am. There's a bench up here. I might stop and check my battery life when I get up here. Whew. Holy Hannah. Oh my goodness. That is a steep. Whew. I'm not gonna die. Because if I was gonna die, I'd be dead already climbing up that. Alright. Time to check the battery. I'll be right back. Alright. I'll switch over to the other one. Alright. Ran out of battery in my other camera. I'm switching to the backup. Alright. Hopefully, because this is telescoping, it'll absorb a lot of the shaking, because this one doesn't have a stabilizer. But we make do with what we got. I ran out of GoPro battery, but I got a lot of good video. So that's good. We'll have plenty of battery on this one. Batteries last longer in this one, and the picture quality is actually pretty good. It's the sound quality that's kind of iffy, and it is on the end of the pole. So let's try bringing this a little closer and try to hang on to it so I can stabilize. So, as you can see from this walk, there's a lot of new stuff that fell. And there's a lot of older stuff that's still on the ground. As we trudge along, I'm just really worried about this shaking too much. That's really the issue. I can boost the audio with my laptop. Probably got enough video as it is, but we'll head up this way. Don't remember what's down this way. Well, let's go take a look. I remember what's down this way. We've gone that way before. And this, I think this goes down to the power lines way down there. There's not really anything to see. Basically, we would just be going a little bit further up past Whale Rock if I go that way. So we're going to come down this way. We're going to hang a left. I want to go down. I want to traverse part of that where there's more damage. There's a whole central way when we came in that I didn't go in. And it looked like there were trees down, so we'll go look at those. Goes way down that way. As the GoPro finally shut off, it stops recording at about 7%, 6%. And I wish it would just record until the battery was completely dead. But maybe that would cause losing some video. I don't know. I'll have to go look at the manual. This one though is pretty much point and shoot. Very limited on adjustments. You can adjust resolution to 4K. I record in 1080p. So this little cheap camera, 70 bucks, actually records longer, has good quality video. The audio is not good, but the video is not bad. It doesn't have any stabilizing, so that's not good. But on the end of a telescoping pole, it seems to be a little better. I don't think it's just jerking around all over the place. At least I hope not. And you can record in 4K. So anytime you go 4K, it like doubles the amount of memory card space, battery juice, everything. So happy medium is 1080p. Best option would be 720p. But a lot of what I'm recording is visual. I can hear some young people making noise because that's what they do. Might be some college students. Yep. This is going to go down towards that body of water we went down earlier, over to the right from here, where that fireplace is. So we're going to go see why all these kids are making noise. They're goofing around, being silly. Drawing smiley faces in the mud. Oh, and a crucifix. Got some Christian smiley faces. Maybe there's some Christians making noises. They're making Christian noises. Looks like some kind of tour group kind of thing. college kids talking about class at school. Taking pictures. So here we have, focusing closer. Here we have another fallen tree, uprooted. No shortage of uprooted trees here. That is the way we came in and walked already. We haven't been down here yet. So we came in this way. And now we're going to walk down this way. So I don't know what kind of damage we're going to see down through this way. And I know when the camera is extended on the telescoping mount here that my voice gets quieter. Hopefully you can hear this okay. We make do with the technology we have. I could use my cell phone, but then it's an Android phone and I have to get it to my MacBook. And for some reason, despite all the technology we have today, they have to make that difficult. They have to transfer everything to a cloud and then go download it. And we're talking about, every time I record one of these, it's like 30 gigabytes. So that's just not in the works. So we have an old broken tree. I know that because I actually took a picture of that Sunday before the storm. And oh, pretty colors on this tree. Still got some leaves left on it. You can always tell when these kids come here from bigger cities because all they do is they make noise. They're used to shouting over people at malls and stuff. And then when they come out here where it's quiet, they sound like they're still in the city. You could tell every time they are college students that come here from somewhere else because they all do that. So maybe I'm getting in my old bitchy phase. You know, the get the hell off my lawn phase. Oh, we got a woodpecker hole filled tree. Not seeing much new here. Haven't decided yet, but I might just keep the GoPro video and dump this because I'm not really seeing anything new. It's not adding to the conversation. Unless I see something spectacular. Looks like we had a whole bunch of water running through here, down the trail. It's all just rocks that have been washed out. And ran down through here into the woods. So we're going to do my umbrella cam. Hi! So this is my patented umbrella cam, where I hold the camera on the end of a stick like it's an umbrella. And we're looking around. Umbrella cam. So, hi everybody, it's me, J-Bo, and we are walking. Of course, what else would we be doing? I didn't have a lot of gun stuff to talk about this week, but we did have the Christmas gifts that were guns. That was nice. We'll be doing videos on those shortly. I'm going to do a video on the Glenfield Model 60. And I'm also going to do a video on my Mossberg 395T bolt action shotgun, which I thought was darn cool. from 1975. They were made from 1972 to 1976, according to internet information directly from Mossberg. So, what do we have here? Well, it looks to me like they did a little preventive. You see how that tree right here was listing this way. This had gotten washed out by water. So it looks like they cut the tree up and they felled the tree for safety's sake. And they cut that out and then they rolled it over here. So now it's safe and nobody's going to get hit by a fallen tree. So we'll continue on walking, mid-40s, and see what else we see down this ways. There's another big one that fell right there, laying across horizontally. Snapped right off. Well, we'll keep walking down this way. Oh, something squeaked at me. Something squeaked at me and took off. Sounded like a rat. That didn't have a chipmunk sound to it. So we're walking through here. I'm not really seeing too much new to add to the combo. So we'll just record because I have SD card and battery. Don't expect to see anything amazing now at this point. We did go up this way already. We went up that way on the white trail, I believe. So, well, we'll just walk down this way. And there's another tree right here that fell over. It's leaning up. That's nice. Got a whole family of people coming down through here. A couple little kids. They're probably having a blast. So, what else? Actually, I did want to go down this way because there used to be a big tree that had fallen from before, big branch, and it was sandwiched in between two trees in a V of the tree, and I want to see if those are still there. So we'll head down this way. We'll head on down to the other side. Oh, I see a snap tree. I see some snappages. All kinds of broken trees on the southern part of Thorn Crag. And the winds were coming from the south, so the brunt of it was taken in this part I'm walking through now. So I'm gonna flip this around. Hang on. We're doing somersaults. So here we got all kinds of tree damage here. Got big tree down here. You got a branch across here. I'm gonna walk underneath that. It's right across here. It fell over. Yep, it dislodged the tree. That tree right here has that big limb hanging down. That was a tree that was sandwiched in between, and it was going across that way. I think it was that one. Yeah, it was. And it was horizontal from this tree to that one, and now that finally broke, and it's just hanging there, wedged in between two trees. Which could be dangerous if that decides to fall out. We'll wait and see what they do with it. And again, I apologize for the noise all of a sudden with things telescoping and whatnot. But we have had a historic event and I need to document it. So we got a broken tree there. I mean, look how tall these damn trees are. And when that wind is blowing out here and those trees are falling, you could get killed. That's the other thing I'm really surprised at, because we get thunderstorms in the summertime, trees fall, people get killed. Then we just had trees falling like all over the place, and I haven't heard about anybody getting killed by a tree. Now earlier this year we had a tree fall over and crush somebody in their car. It was in a town in Maine somewhere. And the climate change news media tried to make a story out of it. These are the kind of things we are going to see on a regular basis. And then we got this storm, and I suppose that gives them ammunition. Even though, as we walk through here, we've seen this happen many times over the years. This whole place is festooned with downed trees from past storms. Now I'm seeing a big tree right there at the end of my finger that is going horizontally that fell over. That's a big one. So we're marching on. And coming down towards where I came in now, and I'm going to cut over to the right, and we're going to head over. We're going to head over. There comes some more kids. A Christmas walk. Well, that's nice. Get some people out here walking. They're not coming this way. So we'll head down this way. There they are down there. A whole gaggle of people. So this looks like a big tree that snapped off here. It looks like they cut this here so you can have room to walk. And all kinds of branches and pine boughs broken. All kinds of carnage. We got a tree that fell across the path here that wasn't here before. All kinds of stuff going on. These people are looking at the broken trees. I don't know if you can see that far up ahead. It's probably shaky. The shorter I have the camera into myself, the more shaky it is. The further out that I telescope it, it's less shaky. head down this way. There's a tree here. And cut a hole in it so we could go by. Went through this way earlier. No, we didn't. We took that other way. Took that other way. No, we did come this way. Boo! Boo! Alright. I'm going to cut across. Well, I might come back up this way. No, we went that way. We didn't. Alright, I'm going to go up this way. I'm going to go this way. Ooh, sorry about that. Rock and roll, baby. Oh shoot. I'm checking my mileage. Alright. That's what I wanted to check. So we haven't been up this way yet. We're going to go up this way, take a look-see. After I go up this way, I'll come back, and I think that'll be it for the video. All kinds of broken trees here. I've already come in here and cut them up. Now these were cut up a long time ago. That's what they do here, but these are new ones. So they're just going to cut those up and leave them there, basically. Because the wood decomposes and the forest feeds itself. Everything has a cycle and a purpose. These trees that fell, they're going to decompose over time. Chipmunks will live in them. Woodpeckers will eat bugs out of them. They'll decompose. They'll go back into the earth and get recycled. Wow, look at that. That's a big snapper. That one snapped right off. That one snapped. Alright. So, go up this way. Don't really anticipate anything new and different. I think we got enough video footage already. But we'll see what we get up here. I get my 5 miles of walking today. That's what I wanted. I'm at 4.5 now. More or less. from outside here to back home is a little over a half mile, and I still have to walk that. So that's a guaranteed half mile. So I just need to get to 4.5, and I'm almost there. And I'll call it good. I can smell the wood here that they cut. So, a tree fell here, and we were here earlier because those are those 3 trees that fell over side by side. So I think I'm just about done in here. I'm going to go down here and cut over to the right, which is the way I didn't go. And that comes out by the exit, and I think we'll call it a damn day. And this was a lot of fun today. Had a lot to look at. I'm gonna flip this around. There we go. Wanted to flip this around and say thank you very much for watching. We are on the backup camera. I got a lot of footage that, quite frankly, is just redundancy. So I'll probably just edit this last part on the end of the GoPro video where that stopped. And say thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. So click like and subscribe. And be sure to leave a comment if you have any questions or you want to make any commentary. I will gladly try to answer anything I can. And more importantly, I just wanted to say thank you for finding anything on my channel interesting. I'm going to be making some vinyl record videos pretty soon. I have certain titles. I want to do a title by title. I don't want to do a video where, you know, I have like 12 different records. I want to do a video for one specific vinyl record. Why it was released that way, when it was released, any pertinent circumstances that led up to its release, maybe some legal problems it had, maybe some benefits it had, maybe the movie ended up being, you know, if it's a soundtrack, it might have been like something that was legal challenges, certain things that happened. Like I want to do the Bullet soundtrack. There's an interesting story with that. And also Escape from New York, John Carpenter compilation with Ron Howarth. Ron Howarth really doesn't get a lot of credit for John Carpenter's music, but John Carpenter gets all these ideas and stuff, and I think Ron Howarth is somebody that puts it all together. So it's a collaboration kind of thing. Anyway, very cool music, very cool stuff. And each one of those videos is going to have a audio sample at the end with the record playing on the turntable, so that should be interesting. I've already done one and I like how it came out, so I'll be doing some more. There's only so much time in a day. And we've got people walking through broken branches. And that tree crack, I thought another tree was falling. So, anyways, walking through, and this is all old stuff from before, and so there you have it. Anyways, I thank you very much for checking out my stuff, I guess is my point. So I'm going to stop recording now, and thank you again. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment, blah 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 blah, and have a Merry Christmas. It was a nice Christmas today. Hope you enjoyed the walk with me. Bye bye.